The forest and the coast have been calling my name lately, so I answered. It'll just be the two of us, our little vintage camper and the Oregon coast. It had been a few months since we pulled her out, so she needed some attention. Counters wiped down, cabinets cleaned and stocked, the comforter aired out, everything slid back in and locked into place so it won't shift on the drive. Our tiny home on wheels, she doesn't need much. She's small and simple. My husband renovated her as a gift to me, and every time we get her ready, I feel it. Once everything is tucked back in, she's ready. 3 hours down the road, our little piece of comfort away from everything.
So we went back to Yachats, Oregon to camp, to hike, and visit that tiny coastal community. It's actually one of my favorite places to slow down. Even though I love being here on my farm with all my feather babies and all their ruckus and noise, it was actually a much needed time away. We were actually kind of tight on our timeline. I closed up the food cart Saturday pretty early, and then in the evening we just headed out of here. I mean, to be honest, I'm actually not even a fan of driving through the mountains in the rain, but thank goodness my husband is a pro. But me, I'm a bit of a chicken, as you can tell. It wasn't a big trip, just a little R&R, hiking, and also cooking a small meal in the camper. I was especially looking forward to just hearing the waves in the middle of the night. We actually pulled out of the farm just a little bit as the sun was just setting. But driving through the mountains in the dark, especially in the rain, while hauling a camper was a bit nerve-wracking for me. I actually was trying to get some footages to share, but it just wasn't possible. But it's okay. It actually gave the both of us some time just to talk. Sometimes you really catch up when there's nothing but the darkness and a 3-hour stretch of the highway. Even though we live in the same house, it's always sometimes hard to catch up on some things.
I waited until the sun started peeking through the windows to get up. Of course, the first thing I did was turn on the kettle. There's something about making coffee this way. Slow, unrushed. It tastes different when you're camping. Maybe it's the air, maybe it's the quiet, maybe it's knowing the ocean is not too far from me. While I was preparing my coffee and putting something warm on, I could hear the ocean calling out to me. Like she was saying, "Come, sit, bring your coffee." That short walk to the beach, to sit with her in silence. Sometimes the best conversation is the one where you both just sit quietly, no big conversation, just quiet. Who would have thought, me, a lifelong city girl, would have come to love this? 10 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you. Now, it's these simple moments. The sound of the ocean, a hot cup of coffee, nothing else to do.
We're doing our morning hike. This is the St. Perpetua hike, about 4.4 miles. There's something about the coast that I enjoy. From the back I can hear the crashing tide. This place is roughly about 3 hours from where we're at, so it's not far, but it's not something that, you know, we have to kind of plan a little bit of a trip, a day trip. At least in this case, we took our camper. But there's some peace to coming out here, listening to nothing but the tidal, the crashing waves, the tides coming in. It's a wonderful time to just kind of think, reflect, and sometimes not even think. Just listen to the birds in the silence. Made it to the top of Cape Perpetua Lookout. Our hike led us to the giant spruce. She's over 400 years old. We finished our hike and just decided to make a stop at Thor's Well in the Spouting Horn. I took a lot of video footage. It's actually been a minute since I've been back. But as always, it never gets old. I love it out here. The sun is out, so I can't ask for anything more. I was actually expecting gloomy, rainy weather. Not today. Not today. The way the ocean moves, it's different here. You can feel it in your chest. It doesn't ask permission. It just comes. We're visiting the small coastal town called Yachats. It's very quaint and cute. It's been a while since I've been back here. I love just walking through some of these small coastal communities. Bought some stones. These are really cool stones. Very pretty. Garden of Dreams. We went for an early evening walk on the beach.
and it opened up in every direction. The water was to my left, the cliff was behind me. The wind, she was howling. And the ocean, she kept moving, back and forth, unhurried. The sun started dropping, and my surroundings started turning orange. That massive log on the beach, it was catching the last of the sun. And that tree at the top of the cliff, it was bent completely sideways by years of wind. Neither one fault what shaped them. And I stood there thinking about that for a minute.
Morning, just trying to enjoy the last day. We're leaving in about a couple hours, loading up the camper and heading back home. So I'm just out here enjoying my coffee. It's super early. No one's up yet, other than just me. But just enjoying this silence, this peace and quiet, watching the wave, and just watching the birds, life slowing it down big time. I'm actually looking forward to coming back out. Maybe not with a camper next time, but perhaps with our. We'll bring our tent. I do want to stay a little bit closer to the camp. I mean, we're really close, but if we actually brought our tent, it's actually much closer, and I actually can just wake up and I want to hear the sound of the ocean crashing. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed a little bit of the Oregon coast and this tiny community called Yachats, Oregon. It's a wonderful place just to kind of get away, in my honest opinion. Even if you don't do anything else other than hike and come back to camp, to me, just that moment in nature and just sitting here listening to the ocean, it's worth it. Like I said, I look forward to coming here a couple times a year. So take care. Being back here feels really good. I truly missed all my feather babies, all their shenanigans and the noise. But I love this place. It's home. I love the rhythm of it. But I also love that we can just hitch up the camper and be somewhere else for a couple of days. That stretch of the coast, it never gets old. And neither does this. Sometimes it's just nice to change the view for a minute. That's all.